the RPI going to be introduced into hockey, right?
Yep, Division One and Division Two hockey will have RPI next year, which I know that's something I've been pushing for a few years now. I've kind of been running it behind the scenes with all the stuff that's in Max Preps and ASAA 365. It just hasn't been public, but showed the coaches the last couple of years what the RPI looked like based on the regular season and standings that they had. And if you would run RPI, this is what it would look like and things like that. So I think it was, I think they finally were like, okay, yeah, let's do it. That makes sense. Let's do it. And very happy about that. I think that's going to make it a lot better. And some of the same arguments for basketball that I had years ago is, the way that we're doing it now for hockey has been what we did for basketball, where we can't even put out something halfway through the year like this is what it would look like if the state tournament was happening this week. But that would assume you'd have to assume these are the teams that make it, and you just can't assume that. So
Right.
there's no real data. There's nothing you can share. It's just nothing. So this will make it a lot more visible to people of this is what it is. And it's the same system that we have for basketball and soccer, which is really nice too. So hockey is now part of the RPI family.
Yeah. So if RPI rankings percentage index, correct?
Correct.
So
Yep.
it factors in, your wins against opponents wins against common opponents, and that kind of thing. And there's a whole formula, and you get percentages and things like that. And so,
Yep.
uh, are things going to be seeded based upon the RPI?
Yep. So
Okay,
the hockey has at larges.
right.
So the at larges will then get selected through the RPI. So the highest ranked team in the RPI that doesn't automatically qualify will be the one that gets in, just like we do with basketball. Now, basketball has two at larges, hockey has one.
Right.
So it'll just be the one. And then it'll base, okay, so here's the 8 teams that are in, and then it'll rank those 8 teams, 1 through 8. So,
Got it.
and it's 3 columns, which is really, really helpful. Your winning percentage, your opponent's winning percentage, and your opponent's winning percentage. Each column is weighted. So it just makes it a little bit more even. Like we say with the basketball stuff. Do I think it's 100% perfect? No.
No.
The perfect thing would be, everybody plays everybody once or
You're right.
home and away kind of thing. And then you just go based on it. That would be ideal. That would be the best.
Yeah.
But the issue is we live in Alaska and that's just not, that's just not going to
It's not
happen.
ideal. It's
It just,
not. You're right.
that just isn't going to happen.